and I want to ask you about the early enrollees at Alabama, kind of swinging that into the guys who are coming early. And then, congratulations to Ryan Williams for winning Mr. Football in Alabama. But you were just talking about, the success that a guy has. Do you have more success when you're an early enrollee? And who are those guys at Alabama? Does it increase your ability to have success when you come early? Is that why so many guys are doing it now?
There's always going to be some players that even if they enroll in June or maybe they get there in August, they still might have a chance to contribute as freshmen. But if you can get there in January, if you can get around the team, if you can get acclimated with everything, if you can go through the fourth quarter program, you can go through all the winter workouts, go through spring practice, and just being around your team and learning from the coaches and kind of getting a really good feel on how they like to do everything. It's very beneficial, and you see more and more kids doing it these days. I mean, 25, Alabama signees are early enrollees.
Wow.
That's
like the whole class.
Yeah, pretty much. I think there's 4 guys that did not enroll early, which Keon Keeley was one of those guys. Jan Zapier is one of those guys. So you got 2 5-stars, that were not early enrollees, as much as they, certainly wish that they were already there, but not early enrollees for them. I think there's 2 others, Connor Talty, and looking through that list right there, I can't even remember who the other one was. But that said, yeah, I think anytime you can get on campus and especially at a position of need, you look at Malik Benson. I think Malik Benson coming in top junior college prospect in the country. I think he's going to have an incredible opportunity to contribute early. I think Caleb Downs, another guy that's going to have an opportunity. Caden Proctor. Alabama's lost some guys on the offensive line to the transfer portal. Does he potentially come in and develop and get on the field early on? I think he's got a great chance to contribute right away. So there's certainly a lot of guys in this class that there's going to be a microscope on them, from the coaching staff, from the fan base, from everybody over the course of the next couple of years. But especially with the guys that are already there now, who's going to come in and make an early impact? I always think, junior college players, Malik Benson, Justin Jefferson, those are 2 guys that are going to have an opportunity. And then, some of those other guys that I mentioned, like Downs and Proctor, Justice Haynes, another guy that we could see potentially. Oh, Richard Young. Richard Young was the 4th guy that not an early enrollee, but everybody else, I mean, it's you never know who might end up sticking out a little bit more, who might be a little bit ahead of everybody else heading into the spring or heading into the fall, because, it's like a couple years ago. And this is no knock on this guy because he's had a tremendous impact at Alabama. But we saw Malachi Moore as a true freshman. He played a lot more than Brian Branch did, but then Brian Branch, over the course of the last 2 years, kind of replaced him. Malachi still played a lot, but Branch was kind of that guy that everybody kind of thought going into his freshman, that freshman class, that Branch had a bigger opportunity, that he was going to be the one that was going to start out right away and make a big impact. But it was Malachi Moore. And, that could be said with, potentially some of these other guys in this recruiting class. We could see some guys that might play early, but then potentially fall back because some of the other guys may develop a little bit later, may end up going ahead of them here in the next year or two. So that's something that we're also going to, watch and also, keep our eye on.
Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out our other related content right here on Bama Insider. Be sure and like and subscribe, inching closer to 100,000 subscribers right here on Bama Insider.